Hello everybody and welcome back to Magic Duel of Champions. So, of course, the cool stuff always happens just after I turn the recording off. Yeah, basically, probably most of you, or at least these part of you who actively play Duel of Champions, realized that somewhere around last week's Wednesday? Tuesday evening, maybe? Somewhere around there. But definitely after I already have recorded the video for the last week. The piece of news popped out. Oh, was it already out there when I was recording? Doesn't matter. Somewhere last week, I'm pretty sure it was somewhere last week. The piece of news popped up, showed itself. And yeah, new version incoming. So that's what the game and the game's launcher are telling us, and I must say, for a second I was really frightened, because for a second I was really curious what are they going to do, and I thought that, God, if they are going to do something what they did in between the transition of from base set 1 to base set 2, and the creation of standard format and the open format and new cards, etc., etc., that was a huge change, and that wasn't entirely that good idea, in my opinion. I still have really a lot of things against this whole new deal. I prefer the old ones, but still, it is what it is, and we cannot do anything about it. So, what's going on? No, I'm not gonna do it. Hey, what's going on? That could go for a reference, but okay, let's do it. Let it be the reference for this week. But oh, I got to know what's going on. Yeah, that's as much as I can say. But that's not what I wanted to do right now. Not the reference, and I know that this one might be a difficult reference. It's a song, of course. It's a song, but it's a song from not very popular Finnish band. So, a lot of hints, but that's not what I wanted to do now. We wanted to get to the new version. So yeah, I went there full of concerns, opened the website, searched for this news, and I read that indeed the new version isn't coming, and basically what this new version gives us is amazing things like, quote from the duelofchampions.com, where were we? Bug fixes! Yay! Spectator mode fix! Was the spectator mode even broken? But oh well. Reworked animations! Someone had any problem with the animations? 12 additional card backs! Oh yes, that's totally what I need. It's like I've ever bought any of the... that's another thing. I misclicked. Where are the freaking card backs? Here, custom appearance. 12 more card backs. Oh my god, we'll have so much to choose from. But screw this bullshit. And there are two quite important things. And first of all is the draft mode. This is like probably the greatest thing of the whole upcoming update. The draft mode. And I must admit I have no idea what the fuck it's gonna be about. The draft mode. It's like, how is it supposed to work? Huh? Like, what, you ban heroes from the entire hero pool, and then your opponent bans some heroes, and then you choose a hero, and then your opponent chooses hero, and then what? You build that deck, or you ban certain cards? It's like, I'm not sure, because it's like, I'm trying really hard to imagine how could a draft mode work in this sort of game, because it's like, correct me if I'm wrong, but as much as I know, the draft modes, well, especially from MOBAs, but basically, like, for example, in yeah, let's say Smite, like my favorite MOBA example here. So yeah, if you have a draft mode, you basically, there are two teams, and you know, one team is banning some of the gods, the other team is banning some of the gods, and then one team chooses one god, the other team chooses one god, and so on, like one by one. And I'm really trying to think, how exactly could the draft mode work in here? What am I supposed to ban in here, or what? Not to mention totally that something like this would be totally ridiculous, because now, well, it will most certainly mean that you will have to build a deck on the fly. It's like 90% gonna happen. Because what? If it's gonna really be banning of heroes, because it's like, correct me if I'm wrong again, because I'm not sure what exactly the draft mode means. I only know the draft modes from MOBA games. So, yeah, Smite, League of Legends, whatever. Something else had the draft mode, I'm pretty sure. Dota 2. Dota 2? Did Dota 2 have a draft mode? And if it did, have I played any draft modes in Dota 2? No. Anyway, that doesn't really matter. It's like, as far as I'm concerned, that draft mode means two things. That one, first most important thing, bans, that you will be banning something, and the second thing is that the sides are choosing one after another, not simultaneously. Not to mention the fact that while one team chosen something, the other cannot. Yeah, and this will create some really serious problems in the game like Duel of Champions, because right now when you're building your deck, you have to really carefully select the cards, because you can create some really nice versatile decks that could handle many different situations. Yeah, and if you just so happen to build a specialized deck, the specialized deck is also good. Maybe it won't have so much quote-unquote stopping power against your opponent, but it will definitely have some, you know, damaging potential, because you will have your certain strategy that goes on in a certain way. Got what I'm trying to say? Hopefully. Yeah, but if you'll have to, you know, as I see it, this will probably involve some bans, so probably you'll have to. Even if it's not that you will see what your opponent takes. It's like, I don't know, now I'm just getting lost in my thoughts. Let's try to clarify this a little bit. Yeah, it's like, what I anticipate of the draft game mode is that either you will have to ban heroes, certain specific heroes, or certain specific cards eventually, or if not not the certain cards, maybe the certain types of cards, like for example wizards, or cards with certain effect like cripple, etc, etc. So this will most likely involve some sort of banning. Well, the last thing is that it will end up in the banning of whole factions, which in my opinion will be quite ridiculous. Though no matter what it will come, if you have to ban something, there should be an option, and I think it should be actually a necessity to build a deck right after the banning phase is gone. Because, well, let's imagine I'm a typical player and I have like 4 decks, and all 4 decks are Necropolis decks. And the opponent bans Necropolis. So what? It's like insta win for him, or what? This just can't work like this. The deck building phase would be necessary. Not to mention the ridiculous things like, I don't know, that you know, all my decks are based on, let's say I have 4 decks. One is based on Syria, it's of course the Necropolis deck. I have, let's say, another Necropolis deck with Flashbane, and let's say I have an Inferno deck with Garant, and let's say I have a second Inferno deck with Ignatius. like 4 random decks I've just created. Okay, just for this example. So I have these 4 decks, and my opponent bans. Well, yeah, and if my opponent bans 4 heroes, then of course. Oh, but yeah, let's say that I ban Garant, okay, just because, so Garant cannot be used anymore. My opponent bans... No, wait. My opponent bans Garant, I ban Ignatius, my opponent takes... my opponent bans Flashbane, I ban whatever, like Ghazal, just because. And then my opponent takes Syria, and what? I cannot take Syria, so what am I? Am I like left with no decks? So again, I would have to build a deck again. And this applies to any possible ban combinations, no matter no matter whether it's faction banning, whether it's hero banning, or whether it's card banning. Okay? So no matter what it is, we just have to assume that no matter if there will be some ban, there will have to be some sort of a way to build a deck right after the banning ends. That's basically how I see it. Am I clear to that point? Hopefully. So yeah, I'm really concerned about this draft mode. I don't know what is gonna end up, and we'll see. That's what we'll have to wait for, because unluckily, besides saying new version includes draft mode, there is nothing more about the draft mode itself. So I have no idea how the fuck they imagine draft mode. Sorry, how the fuck they imagine draft mode. Yeah, and the second biggest thing regarding these updates, so as much as I understand from the news on the Duel of Champions.com, they basically say that the game is switching to a 64-bit version or something, which again I'm really concerned about. Because, well, basically what they said that the game will be no longer available on iPad because of the something 64 bits. That's more or less what I understood. The message wasn't really clear there, at least in my opinion. Well, let me take a quote. With this version, we will need to remove the Magic Duel of Champions app on iPad, as the game does not have 64-bit support for Apple devices. What the I don't know. What does it mean that that they have only 32-bit versions? And I don't know, Apple started releasing the 64-bit iPads, and because they don't have the version that will work on all iPads, then Apple is an ass and bans the game entirely from the App Store, or what? It's like, yeah, that's the thing worth mentioning, actually, that I was really considering to buy myself an iPad because I wanted to play Duel of Champions on the go, though I never did this. Luckily for me, because otherwise it would be a wasted money, because I have no other need for an iPad. But basically, I don't know what it's gonna mean. Does it mean that all the iPads work on 32-bit structure and the new version of the game will be 64-bit only, or what? Yeah, basically I am really concerned about this, because if the game will really turn into 64-bit only, then I'm gonna be fucked, because I'm using 32-bit system here. So I won't be able to play, and also, thus, because I won't be able to play, I won't be able to record. So that's a bummer. A huge bummer. So, I don't know. Also, it's like reading this piece of news here as a part of the closure on the iPad version on the 16th of September. Oh, they've announced the date. That's actually good to know. Last time I checked on the website, there was no date when the iPad version will close. Payments on the iPad version of the game are no longer possible. So it's like, anyone there with any experience of the iPad version of Duel of Champions? Is it not the regular Duel of Champions? Was it like a completely separate app that was just sharing the theme and maybe the cards with this game, but was like actually a completely separate app? Couldn't I merge my PC account with the iPad account? It's like I'm not sure, because this one is really confusing me. Not to mention that if it was really that way, that the iPad version of Might and Magic Duel of Champions wasn't exactly the same Might and Magic Duel of Champions as on PCs, aka that I would have to use a different account on iPad and different on PC, then again I probably would just, you know, give up playing Duel of Champions on iPad, because I have no use in second account. I basically meant using iPad as the way to get some gold on the go. So we'll see. Hopefully the game will still work on my good old PC, so we'll see. Yeah, and gold. Again, we're at the gold. Since the last week, as far as I can remember, I think I've been trying to play a little bit. I've been trying to do something useful with the academy, trying to finish those quests. Well, actually trying to finish this one, get 1 progress in this one, and then finish 3 games with having to finish this one. But I lost all the duels and I kinda got away. And I know, we were supposed to get to the deck building, the long announced sanctuary. Though the bad news is that if it won't happen next week, where's the freaking... I need a calendar. I need to take a look at the calendar. Oh no, wait. Maybe we'll... Oh no, wait. That's not the... that's the September. I was looking at August. We'll see. Well, hopefully with a little bit of luck, we'll be able to build the Sanctuary Spice deck before the end of September. Hopefully. If not, then it will have to wait for an October. That's fairly obvious. But that's because of the reasons you will know soon. Anyway, all the news, yeah, I think more or less all the news. So the iPad is going down, the new version is incoming, the mysterious draft mode will be here, whatever it is gonna be. And most importantly, hopefully the game will continue to work on my good old PC, because if not, if they are going to fuck something up and make the game unplayable, then I'm gonna be really mad at you, Ubisoft. Do you hear me, Ubisoft? Don't fuck it up. Yeah, I have to put it bluntly. No room for politeness. No room for being polite. Oh yeah, nailed it. Infernal Pit cards. Let's quickly get to the... Oh yeah, and as I was saying, the thing I should have mentioned later. This is a good moment to mention, because as I was saying, I was playing a bit with what are they called, with Academy, trying to finish those quests, and I finished the achievement. Let's look for it. Congratulations, you unlocked Wizard Master. Deploy a hell of a load of wizards in one game, and it gives me a free pack, so we'll get to opening it just in a second. But first, let's get to the Infernal Pit. And the Infernal Pit cards for this week are on Tuesday, the Shinobi Gunshi. Shinobi, this way. Yep. Shinobi Gunshi. So yeah, that's, again, we're getting to a Sanctuary Spice decks. Gets to us again. Because this is something you would definitely want in your Spice deck, but whenever an enemy card returns to its owner's hand from the battleground, draw a card. 3 attack, 2 retaliation, 6 health. So quite tough, decent damage, useful ability, because with Spice you will be throwing a lot of your opponent's cards, not only from their hand to the battleground, not only from the battleground to the hand, sorry, my bad, I've swapped these two, basically all over the place. So yeah, Shinobi Ganshi, quite useful. And on Friday we'll be having Zorm, the champion of the Abyss, riding an Abyssal Worm here. This is a really nice, really diverse, really nice, yes, that's the best thing I can say about him. Really nice Inferno hero, with 2 might, 1 destiny, no magic. It has a fairly cheap and quite useful basic ability, special ability of all friendly melee creatures in your front line gain +1 attack until end of turn. Now the only question is, how does it affect melee shooters? But hopefully it counts them as melee, so gives them +1 attack, so you can easily and cheaply get +4 attack on 4 different creatures. Well, yeah, it's +1 on each, but +4 total attack on all your melee creatures in your front line. And if you know how powerful Inferno can be, then let's get rid of Zorm and let's take a look at like one creature, like for example Juggernaut, with insane amount of 4 damage. Wait, if I... no, don't make any mistakes. Oh, bloody brilliant. Let's look at them. Strong, 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 strong. Everything is strong, and will be even stronger with Zorm. Yeah, actually, yeah, I know I'm quite exaggerating here. The Maniac, for a cost of 1, having 2 attack, is quite powerful. The Hellhound, on the other hand, well, that's... the Hellhound's main strength is in its numbers, but since Inferno has no way of increasing non-breeder stacks, this is like the biggest fail of all stacks. Demented cannot be used in standard formats as far as I'm aware. Hellfire Bloater, you know, oh, it can attack anyway, so increasing its attack won't be of any help. But Chaos Lacerator or the Lurker in the Dark. Oh, come on, 1 free damage is always good. Look, Cerberus getting up to 4. So yeah, 1 bonus damage is always good. And I guess that leads us... yup, I think we've done all the talk that was necessary for this week, so let's open the pack that I've been given. Thanks for achieving the achievement. Nothing really interesting here. Soul Harvest. Whenever a creature dies, heal 1 damage from your hero. Minor Recall, Spring Spirit, Fraz Gifts, Wretched Ghoul, Halls of Amnesia, White Fox, Hellfire Slave, Surprise Attacks, Dream Singer. Do I have to go like thoroughly around all of these cards? We know all of these cards. All of these. Halls of Amnesia, so its opponent discards a spell, so it's a spell discarder. White Fox, Hellfire Slaves, these are really good. Surprise Attacks, really useful. Fortune. Stream Singer, enters the battleground, return target ongoing spell or fortune to its owner's hand. Ice Spikes, deal 2 damage to all creatures on target line. And Cosmic Balance, so this is actually new. For 4 resource and event card, deal 3 damage to your hero. Both players discard cards at random until they have a maximum of 6 in hand. You know what? If it wasn't for the deal 3 damage to your hero, then it would be quite an okay card. Now with a cost of 4 and 3 damage to your hero, because, well, technically it's the cost of using this card. It's 4 resource and 3 health. Yeah, that's not worth it. Without the health requirement, it might be worth it, like when your opponent is like having a 50,000 cards in his hand because he's been collecting the cards like crazy, and you have like 3 left, then you drop this and he's... then it will be good. Though actually I think there is a... or is it? There is definitely a card that makes your opponent discard all his cards and draw a new hand with the same amount of cards, but is there a card that equals the number of hands for both players? I have no idea. Let's get to duels. Oh, I should totally do the... No. Let's take the Necro Stacks. Necro Stacks are good. I don't really feel like wasting my time with the Academy. Yeah, I know I should. Oh my god. I would really like to get these monies and, you know, finish the deck building and stuff, but... Duh. Starting player, keep this hand, yes please. Because I'm starting with 2 skeletons with a cost of 1 and undead reinforcements. Not to mention the Lich Tactician. Let's start from the top this time. We've been starting from the bottom last few times, so let's start from the top this time. People usually start from the top, so going on the bottom is a little bit extraordinary. Fountain Spirit cannot be targeted. Oh well. That is indeed horrifying. Hey look, if I'd increased my might, I could drop the Moonsilk Skeleton. And the Moonsilk Skeleton will render that thing useless in like 2 hits. It's bloody brilliant. Let's do it. Let's do it tonight. Oh, of course, but it won't survive 2 hits. Oh, Army of the Dead, that's what I need. Totally. That is what I need. Now I could really use some spending money. It would be much more useful if it wasn't the regular skeleton, but rather the plague skeleton. But oh well, what is that thing? Deal 1 damage to your hero, draw a card. Nah, that's a bullshit. I don't need this. But what I do need is increased destiny. Though I can increase my destiny on the next turn. And for the time being, let's increase my might. It will be more useful than destiny. Now what will be good to execute would be dropping a skeleton up here and then dropping the Lich Tactician here. It's a shooter. Immune to retaliation, hypnotize. and other bullshit. But it is a shooter. It's just immobilized, it can attack. Yes, it can. So first, let's get rid of this thing. Second, let's get stacks increased. And thirdly, I could get the stacks increased even more. But I think I'll have to wait. I'll just make my Lich Tactician untargetable and end the turn. All neutral spirit creatures cost 1 less to play. Wonder if my opponent's using any neutral spirits. With 2 card, 1 card. Deal 6 damage to target creature. Oh, that's a bummer. Immune to retaliation, oh well. Oh, cannot be targeted, that's too bad. I could continue running away with that thing, but that's not what I need to do. I could move the vampire at the beginning of your turn, so it will have no effect yet. That's a huge risk. I run the risk of losing them, but why they are not showing the stack size? I know the exclamation mark because they do something, but come on. No one needs the exclamation marks. Let's get to increasing my magic. Let's infect that thing. And that thing is going down in no time at all. Campfire. Gazer. Oh my. That is a bummer indeed. This thing is already dead, so why bother? Let's gain control over the battleground. Oh, bloody brilliant. That's simply magnificent. That's just magnificent. Now I need to think carefully what I plan to do. Using the gold mine is not that bad idea. I may definitely need more resource later on. The question is, do I want to increase the size of those skeletons right now, or I'd rather wait a bit? And I think that I'd rather wait a bit. Now, honor. Those honorable creatures are always a huge problem. It's the regular skeleton spearman. So I may just drop it somewhere. This costs 3, this costs a couple, so it will get us to the total of a couple plus 3, so it's 5 plus 1, it's 6. And that's bloody brilliant. So, you are going down. Use it or preserve it. Let's preserve it. It may be more useful later on. For the time being, I may just try a card. Oh look! Another fiery sunrise. Front. Do the front. He did the back. Oh, because he's got a gazer. I see. I see. Well, it doesn't really matter. Because I won anyway! Must admit, this game was a little bit slow. Not quite satisfying. Not as satisfying as I'd like it to be. Though we won, and that's good. How long it took, actually? I always forget to take a look. I always want to check how long the duel took right after I close the ending screen. Replace. Replace will show me how long the duel took, and it took as much as wait a minute. It took as much as 10 minutes, and that's okay, but I'm now wondering because it says that my last game with or whatever they are with damn it, Academy was on 8th of August. I'm pretty sure I've been playing some recently. Like, come on, it's like we've been opening the pack this week, which means that last week I did not have the pack. Because if I'd have the pack last week, I would have most definitely opened it. Right? Right. I guess so. And I've got the pack after deploying the wizards, and wizards are... Yep. Wizard Master, deploy 10 wizards in a competitive duel, reward, base set 2 pack 1. And it was on 26th of August. But there is no record of me playing on 26th of August. Unless... Is it possible that on a 26th of August I wasn't home? No, crap. I'm looking at the calendar right now, and August 26th. Holy shit. No, wait. I looked Again, had the wrong month. August 26th was actually the last Wednesday of the August. So, yep. Yep, that's definitely it. That's definitely it, because I was out on the 26th. So I was playing, though I wasn't playing on my computer. So could it be that it's not recording the replays of the... It makes sense. Wait, does it mean that... Could it be? Because if I press any of those games, I can watch a replay. Okay. So that means that a recording of the certain game, if not in the physical form of video, or at least an it could be stored at least as a raw text data that then later on the game itself is like decoding and turns it into a watchable replay. But that should mean that probably I'm having somewhere on my disk, on my HDD hard disk drive, somewhere on my disk, I'm probably having like a shitload of replays. Well, because if they were to be saved in a typical audio-visual manner, like, yeah, if you don't understand what I mean by that, is in a way that I'm recording right now. Because look, 25th, 5th, that's the last week's duel, isn't it? I lost with the Necro stacks. Well, that's possible. Not likely, but possible. I have no idea. Yeah, but at least you don't see how much I've lost with all those academies trying to get the quest done. And that's probably what I'm gonna do right now. Well, at least if not right now, then probably, hopefully... Oh god, no, probably no. I would really like to do some of this academy playing this week. And besides that, I have no idea. I literally have no idea. I'm not gonna promise anything because God knows what's gonna happen, and if I promise it, the more I promise, the more likely it is that it won't happen because of reasons, and the more it doesn't want to get to happen, then the more likely the reasons will have nothing to do with me. The independent reasons. Anyway, yeah. That will be it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, the usual stuff like subscribe, comment. There's a reference at the beginning. Hey, what's going on? Oh, I got to know what's going on. Yeah, I probably shouldn't sing. Do I sing bad? It's like that's you know, that's never objective, because you cannot really tell how good you're singing yourself, because it's a bit like looking at yourself in a mirror, because that's a scientifically proven fact that when you're looking at yourself in the mirror, your brain actually perceives you as more handsome than you really are, or something like this. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that with singing it works similarly. That in your head you sound okay, but IRL you don't sound that good. Oh, I got to know what's going on. So yeah, you've got the reference, you've got the duel, you've got the news. Wow, you've got even the packs opening in this video. So much stuff happened in so little time. So yeah, go take on the reference stuff. I don't think I have anything else to say for today. So once again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next week. Yeah, I'll see you next week. Definitely. Bye.